Hello everyone, Mr. Knorr here. We're gonna make 2B, the Rover. This is a version of 2 Drive, but doesn't have building instructions. So I'm gonna build it here. We're gonna go kind of fast. So I'm just gonna be building. If you need to pause it or rewind, then go ahead. So we're just gonna start off by building. There are instructions for this first part that I'm gonna be doing. So this is number 2 Drive under ideas. So I'm just building it according to the building instructions. And we're gonna take one of our length 6 axles, put in the spacer. This is gonna actually go through, and it goes through the first hole here, and then we're actually gonna add in 2 of our gray bushings for a spacer so that our tire doesn't rub against here. Once you get all of these in place and it's kind of locked in place, you can put the other Technic brick here and then take that length 6 axle on the other side and put it in here, and then we can put in a single bushing to stop it. We're only going to do one on this side, and that's because we're going to have these wedge belts that get put in on the other side there. Okay, we're going to cover it up. This is just going to secure it a little bit better. We're going to leave these studs open and exposed. So yeah, it's one off. I know this is a little weird. It's one off from the bottom. So it's not perfectly lined up with the bottom one. It's one off. Just as long as you're leaving these those double studs open, then we're okay. We're gonna take our 1x2 white plates and we're gonna cover up those exposed little studs that are right there. Awesome. And now we're gonna take these 1x2 sloped pieces on either side. I think these are just more decorative than anything else. And then we're going to put our hub. You'll notice that the hub is going to have this space right here. So it's not going completely on like that. Okay, go ahead and plug in the motor. I always like to plug in the motor first. It just kind of makes it a little bit easier when you're maneuvering it around, and you can kind of move the cable out of the way. So that's sticking in and facing out on the side that has only the one bushing. Take a length 3 axle into the motor. Whoops. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in our yellow, or sorry, not our yellow. Going out of order. We're putting in our wedge belt wheels, so that trans blue belt wheel goes on, and then the yellow stop right there. And then down here we're doubling these up, so it should go like this: 1 blue, 1 yellow, 1 blue, 1 blue, like that. Okay, and then we're going to use our red rubber band. We're going to go around the yellow, and then we're going around the first, so it should be nice and in line. Let me zoom in just like that. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put the big wheels on. Make sure that you're doing the flat side, not the concave side, sticking out like that. And then this is the first part of the drive. So next we're gonna add on our Rover wheels. These are gonna be able to flex up and down. And so we're going to make 2 of the same thing. So we're gonna have this 1x6 right here. We are going to add in this gray piece in the middle, and then the 1x2 Technic brick on either side. Just like this, okay? You're gonna make 2 of those, so make a second one. All right, now that we have 2 of these, we're gonna take a 1x6 and we're gonna sandwich it on top just to give it a little extra support. We're just gonna keep doing the same thing for both of them because they're just going on both sides, all right? Then we're gonna take our frictionless pin. These are the tan ones. We're gonna go on the flat side, so not the side that comes in, but the flat side, and we're gonna stick those out just like that. You're gonna do that 4 times with each of our smaller tires. Now, if for whatever reason you have the white piece is already out and the open tire, all you need to do on this is just kind of hold the tire. I just use my thumb and my fingers and I just push. You got to push a little hard and then just kind of move it back and forth a little bit to seat it. You know, you don't want the tire kind of sticking off like this. Just make sure that it's kind of seated in the middle. So you might need to wiggle it back and forth and then go ahead and stick that in. So we should have 4 of these. Now you have this gray pin sticking out this way, so flip it upside down or flip it over. So you have tires on this side, gray pin sticking out on this side. Do the same on this. Tires on this side, gray pin sticking out on this side. On our car, we are gonna take 2 black pins on one side and then our bent lift arm, and we're gonna put it in. See, if you go here, see how it gets caught? So you have to kind of, there's only one way that you can do this, just like this. And then you're gonna take one of those sets of tires and you're gonna put it in this last pin right here. And the nice thing about this, these flex up and down. So if your Rover's coming and it hits a rock, these kind of bounce up and allow it to go over the rock. Same thing on the other side. We're gonna do those 2 black pins here and here. So we got those black pins in. We're gonna take that bent lift arm up, and then this is going in that last one here. All right, so now we got a Rover. It can drive, you can kind of see if it hits something, it kicks those wheels up to drive over them. Pretty cool. Now we're gonna add in our last element, which is our motion sensor. This is the one that's got the eyes. So not the one that has the arrows, this one has the eyes, okay? I'm gonna just go ahead and plug this in now, just so that it's plugged in before I start building around it, okay? We're gonna start with our 2 green slope pieces. These go on the last stud, facing like that. Then we're gonna take our other bent ones, our longer bright orange ones, just kind of like this, so we got this nice slope. Then we're gonna take one of these blue pieces and we're gonna put it on the last possible stud that we can. So like right here. So we got that in there. All right, then we're gonna take our, I think this is a length 7 axle, so not a super long black one, but if you want to use the longer one, you can. And we're just gonna put these little balls on either side. You're gonna snap it into one of these here like that. Snap it into the one that's on your Rover here, and then you can bend up and put your motion sensor on the end so that it can look around. Last thing you need, just one more of these 2x4s, just going right across the top, just to secure this into place. All right, your build is all finished. Now, if you are on the app and you went over to Rover, you'll notice that you have a program, but you can look right here at my program. So it's gonna drive forward at a speed of 10, and if this isn't forward for you, you can always click it and change it. And then what it's gonna do is it's gonna keep doing this forever until this weight block question is answered. So the question right now is, do I see motion? If the answer is no, oops, you want it where it has the double arrows. If the answer is no, it's gonna keep looping these forever. So if there's never anything in front of it, it's just gonna keep driving forever. If the answer is yes, I do see something in front of me, then it's gonna move on to the next block. So it's kind of asking a question, and it's saying, is there anything in front of me? So right now it's saying, no, 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 and then when it sees something, yes, and it will move on to our next commands here. So you can hit play, you can see what happens. So I'm gonna hit play, it's gonna drive forward. You can put your hand kind of in the way, see if it will drive over your hand. Maybe my hand's a little too steep. Put your hand in front of that motion sensor and it will stop. You know, you can throw some bricks out in the way, see if it will drive over some different bricks, just like on the surface of the moon. So I hit play and maybe it's driving, and maybe if I kind of hold those steady and it will drive right over all those bricks. Put your hand in front of the motion sensor. As soon as it senses motion, it will stop. You can always add extra things to this program, so it changes colors, plays a sound, anything like that. All right, I hope you were successful in building our Rover.